What is good? Welcome to a brand new episode and stream of Drag the Lake. And within seconds, I already got coffee on my brand new Defeater shirt. I want to die.
You just got that last night.
Dude, I just got it last
It's not even
night.
clean. You haven't even put it in the wash yet, have you?
No, and I was pissed too, because I could easily fucking run, take it off, cry to my wife, and go, do the things you do, because she's got, such a fucking.
You have time. I'll vamp.
You want to vamp?
Yeah, put me on there.
All right, dude.
In,
fucking.
Well, I never intro the show. I'll intro the show.
Watch all right. Fucking do it to him, baby.
Hey, guys. Welcome to Drag the Lake. This is Pat, and I'm here stream. Fuck. All right. No, look, guys. This week, we're going to be talking about Andy informed me that he has some Jason Aldean news to share with me. I don't know about that guy. He's country. Andy went to a new show last night. Saw some new bands. One of them of which he already ruined their shirt. And I can definitely relate with that, because I have a really nice shirt of one of the gyms that I go to, the jiu-jitsu gyms I train at, and it's the only option that they had was white shirt, and I put it off for the longest time of getting one of these shirts. But I love the shirt. I love the design. They don't have any other color options. So every time I've worn it, I've either been extremely careful and still gotten just the slightest stain on it, but almost always exclusively, it's one with a little logo right here. And I almost always get the logo on the white part next to the logo, right where it draws the eye. So oftentimes, I don't know, I'll give Andy this tip when he comes back, but there's almost a submission that you have to go into as a bigger man, I think, or maybe a messy eater.
Did you immediately go into MMA?
No. I'm talking about being a messy eater. I'm saying I'm gonna give you a tip.
I heard you say submission.
Oh yeah, I have to submit to the fact that I have a white shirt that I love, and I always put off wearing because I always get it fucked up. I always spill something on it. So I actually now, if I either have to admit or submit to the fact that if I'm wearing a solid colored shirt, it probably will have stains on it. And if I want to avoid that, I've started going more towards patterns, Andy. I wear plaid not because I'm a hipster, but because I spill.
Well, here's
tie-dye.
Here's the reality is just go for me. I just need to buy black shirts. I wanted to buy a black shirt. I got that shirt at the, by the way, we're all good. Steph's on it. It's getting clean. I got to send this info to all my fat friends' wives, because I'm regularly, like, it's crazy. I put on a new white shirt. This is an inside shirt, so I don't care how dirty this gets.
Inside shirt. Yeah. You got to, I call them loungies.
What?
I'm wearing a loungie as well. This is my loungie.
Yeah, okay. I got you. Yeah, this one's an inside shirt. Actually, I wore this to a show one time, and I got high quality video of it. And I never released the video because I was watching it, and the collar on this kind of like got real big. And in the video, I just saw endless, like, because I have like crazy back hair. So I saw like the back hair creeping out of the video, and so sometimes when you're a bigger, I'm like a guy who has, like, in shape legs, but for the longest, like, I'm getting kind of built now, but I had like a fat guy top side shit going on. And you get this weird large back that just looks silly because your back is large, but your arms are small. And all this other shit, and you just look like a fucking ogre. So I saw this video of my giant back and my back hair creeping out, and so the second I saw that video, this T-shirt, inside shirt, never leaving the house ever.
Yeah. Once you see how a shirt looks on you, like, I think about the same thing on stage or usually streaming, stuff like that. Is darker colors, anything like that. Luckily stains don't normally show up on the streams. I don't think like that. Maybe we don't have high def enough cameras, but
I don't know.
I still feel like, what, you got something?
What?
But also, like you said, which, it's funny being a bigger guy, knowing which shirts to wear to what situations. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's exclusively a big boy problem.
The other thing I was gonna say is I gotta get this. I gotta get whatever this thing is. You hear that? Okay, sorry.
Yeah, what was that?
I don't know. Maybe that was me. Anyway, doesn't matter. I shouldn't have addressed it. No, I gotta get whatever this thing Steph has. I gotta get it to the bigger boys in my life. I gotta get it to their wives and significant others because this shit is fucking magical. Like I've gotten like ridiculous stains on it. And fucking Steph just fucking bops it with this pen thing and like fucking new. It's fucking amazing. And also, the other thing I've realized is when I get stains like that, I need to be better about my mustache upkeep because when I think my mustache right now is a little out of whack. So I take the sip, gets in the mustache, then gets a little drip.
Drip,
But hey, man, I'm just a little upset because I don't, that happened here, but try that shit in a small town, dude. It's not fucking happening. It's not. You're not getting stains on your shirt like that when you try it in a fucking small town. I'm sorry. I'm obsessed with this Jason Aldean song.
Yeah.
Have you seen this?
Please tell me. Yeah, because you mentioned the small town earlier, and my immediate thought was I think isn't it John Cougar Mellencamp? We're in a small town. Did you know that song?
Well, I thought
you were referencing that, but then you mentioned Jason Aldean, and I'm excited to hear because I feel like it's gonna be political.
Oh, kind of, yeah. No, but basically, so there's this country star. Now I don't listen to it, and I want to get this right out in front, right out of the gate, because I'm gonna clip this up, probably make it a video and whatever. I want to make this crystal fucking clear. This song sucks ass. I'm not sitting on it because a lot of times this stuff happens, and like a lot of conservative. You guys know I'm not a conservative, but sometimes I get lumped in and whatever the fuck with the uninitiated. They're not too familiar with the libertarian nonsense, so I get lumped in with the conservative stuff. And I like to talk about some of this stuff. And a lot of times when the Tricom woke left come at certain things, the conservatives, they react to the thing that's getting attacked, and they're like, "This is actually the greatest song I've ever heard in my entire fucking life."
Yeah.
And this is actually this is like the best movie I've ever fucking heard. On my No More Heroes channel, I did a video about the Sound of Freedom movie. Sound of Freedom movie that came out, and I was like straight up in that video. I was like, I watched the trailer. This movie's probably fine. It's probably not a great movie, but it's really telling when you get super outraged over a movie that's like, hey, human trafficking's bad. Like, it's really telling when you spaz over that is kind of the point I'm trying to make. So I want to make that point very clear here. I have a reputation to uphold. I am not about to sit here and go, this Jason Aldean song fucking rules because the woke left tricoms don't like it. You know what I mean? I'm not about to fucking sit here and do that. But the only reason I want to talk about it is, so he puts out this song called Not Here in a Small Town. Let me actually, try that in a small town. Try that in a, I want to look. No. Yeah. Can you imagine?
That's already pretty. That's already just in the name. It's automatically aggressive.
I'll give you a taste of the lyrics. Sucker punch somebody on a sidewalk, carjack an old lady at a red light, pull a gun on the owner of a liquor store. You think it's cool? Well, act a fool if you like. Cuss out a cop, spit in his face, stomp on the flag and light it up. Yeah, you think you're tough. Well, try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road. Around here, we take care of our own. You cross that line, it won't take long. For you to find out, I recommend you don't. Try that in a small town. So just yes, perfect.
It should end with boy.
Perfect comment. Just good old fashioned yeehaw.
Yeah.
Conservative country music porn. You know what I mean? Like
it's the kind of thing. What was the Toby Keith booting their ass song, right? Wasn't that like that? This is like one of those. This is like a country diss track. Like literally, like this is like literally them going out there and saying like, pull your fucking pants up, go fucking look at me, boy, go on now, like kind of weird shit of like, oh, you're gonna come in here, because I used to get that shit with like having a mohawk or different colored hair or something like that in Florida. Was like this thing of like, what are you, fucking gay? You know what I mean? Like, no, dude, I'm fucking emotional.
To be fair,
Oh, wait,
though,
I'm pretty gay.
You know, here's the
But you don't
thing.
say it. It's just uncouth. You know what I mean?
Pat,
it's just
broke
bad
clock, broke clock right twice a day. I'm just saying.
But I'm just saying, you don't say it. You think it, but it's also like,
like
I don't.
That guy was filled with hate, but when you walked in, killed it. Just fucking killed it.
Yeah. But I gotta say, if I go in, if I go in and I see somebody wearing like, if I see somebody wearing like a NASCAR hat and they've got like dip and all this other shit, and I'm like, I yes, you can definitely judge a book by its cover. But then if I go like, hey, are you a fucking stupid ass redneck? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
hey, you're fucking hick sister fucking motherfucker.
Like when this is a thing of like, I understand what the sentiment is, but it's like when you say it aggressive, like you're commenting aggressively. You know what I mean? Like nobody really asked, but it's also like one of those things of like, hey, Mr. Aldean, would we be allowed to spit in a cop's face in a small town? He'd be, you better not. Like, no fucking shit, stupid, because they know everybody. You know what I mean? But also, this was I saw a comment on Twitter earlier today, or somebody posted a tweet. Some fucking, I don't know who the fuck. You know how like you just get shit in your timeline just because it's not somebody I follow, but
it's the left column of Twitter is always like, yeah, the For You.
But they were like all they said, you know, like Uvalde, small town, blah blah blah, small town, blah blah blah, like, and I was like, okay, but it's also like, it's like an attack.
Those arguments are fucking. Those arguments are fucking stupid too. Where they're like, Uvalde was a small town, and you're like, this isn't real. This dude is doing country music porn.
I will say though, you could probably spit in a Uvalde cop's face. Because they would just tweet about it. They'd just be like, oh, what should I do?
Yeah, you could spit in the Uvalde cops. You could spit in the Uvalde cop's face, and he'll be like, "I'm still not saving those kids."
Yeah, I'm not doing nothing. Stop.
Like, oh wait, stop. Hold up. Wait, is that mother trying to save her kid? Now I'm going to do something.
Yeah,
bro.
Hey, lady, hey.
But no, here's my here's my thing about it is like. I heard the song and I'm like, okay, yeah, they're saying country music shit. They're saying country music. And I'll be straight up. After fucking COVID and riots and all this other stuff, I'd rather live in this dude's wet. If we're doing extremes, I'd rather live in this dude's wet dream. I'll be straight up.
Yeah.
But so my thing is though, if you watch the video, it's him on they're out in front of. This is what annoys me about conservatives, by the way, is they're trying to like, they're always like, come and take it and don't tread on me, which I will say this. I do enjoy the don't tread on me flag. It gets me tight that fucking dildos kind of co-opted it. I would really love to.
Is that the snake one?
That's the snake one. It goes hard.
A pretty cool looking flag.
It goes hard. I enjoy it. But no, so this is what always annoys me about conservatives. They're always like, come and take it or don't tread on me, da-da-da. And then like in this music video, they're literally performing in front of a government building. So step one, cuck. And they're like, you know, and I'll be, you know me, I started CrossFit, so I have way too many cop and military friends now. So I have to be chill on that. It's no more ACAB. It's SCAB.
Most.
It's SCAB.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's scab. I forgot.
Yeah. I'm no more. I mean, all jokes aside, I was never ACAB. I've watched it. I've seen enough. Like, there's enough handful of cops that actually give a fuck that it's like, yeah, you can't go full ACAB, guys. Anyway.
Yeah.
So they do all this stuff. They're performing in front of a government building, which is just cuck the fuck up. Like conservatives do that shit all the fucking time. They try to act like they love freedom, but if they see a cop, they're like, "Damn, I could really use his balls in my mouth."
We talked about it with in 2004 with Rock Against Bush. it's not fucking cool. It's cool to shit on the government or rules or police or something like that. But once you start like sucking their dick on one
Yeah.
side or another, it's not fucking cool anymore. Like that's the
Yeah.
thing is it's not cool to be all of one thing or one side. If you pick a side, especially as an artist, it is absolutely your right. You can do anything you want. I think every artist should be like we were talking about that as well on a past one where that metal band, the member was liking conservative tweets or something like that, and people shit on him.
Yeah, like Tim
Like,
Pool, Owen Benjamin, things like that.
yeah, like you should be able to like whatever you want, and people can judge you however they want. That's also,
Yeah.
everybody's allowed to have their fucking opinion, stupid. But that's the
Yeah.
thing is that doesn't mean that when it's an opinion you don't like from somebody you do that you have, you know what I mean? Like you don't, it's not like their fault anymore. Like you shouldn't be blamed for your politics. But once you choose, if you're choosing a side as an artist, I think you're stupid because you're immediately taking one half of your audience and just going like, I don't agree. If you take that shit seriously, I consider you an asshole now. And you probably consider, like Jimmy Buffett, I think did that.
I
He
would
he did like
say,
a Biden benefit,
oh,
and
really?
yeah, I was working, I was still in Florida. I was working at a medical supply company there, and my two bosses, like my boss and his boss, were like super duper conservative, openly conservative, like would talk shit and talk politics all day in the office, like before it was accepted. You know what I mean? This was still back when we weren't supposed to do that at all. And and what's his face? Jimmy Buffett had this big show at the time, the 1-800 Ask Gary amphitheater.
Oh,
We'll get into it.
what the fuck is Florida?
We'll get
I don't
into
know.
it.
I'll say this though, that's no worse than
And they were
I
pissed
think we're
because they played.
wait, are the Hornets still the team? Didn't they switch to the
No,
Pelicans?
no, that's Charlotte and then New
No,
Orleans.
no, 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 no. Here. You're getting ahead of me. I'm asking, are the Charlotte Hornets still the team, or is it the Pelicans?
It's the Pelicans now.
I thought they went back to the Hornets because everyone was like, "Why would you get rid of the Hornets? Our favorite starter jacket. Why the fuck
Yeah,
would you get rid of that?"
I don't
But
think
either
so.
whatever team is in that stadium, the stadium is like the Smoothie King arena, and you're
Mhm.
like, you guys shouldn't buy a stadium.
Yeah, you shouldn't have.
Smooth
They had
Smoothie King, you know what? Smoothie King, buy like a fucking state fair place or
yeah.
whatever. You know, you sponsor a tractor pull or like a monster truck rally. You guys don't get a stadium. That's crazy.
1-800 Ask Gary was a lawyer or a law service, like a call-in thing that
I've
you could
heard of
call
it.
in and ask about like questions about a case. And there was a lady that became kind of a local celebrity, local TV celebrity. It was the this black lady from the commercial that would go like, "Are you scared and confused? Call 1-800 Ask Gary." And it was like, and so everybody would say like, "I'm scared and confused," and that was kind of a fun local thing that we had. But Jimmy Buffett was doing a concert at the 1-800 Scared and Confused amphitheater,
1-800 scared and confused.
and he and my bosses were like, they were fired up because they were big parrot heads. They would travel to see that dickhead, and like when Margaritaville went blue, they were like, nope. Like they almost did a fucking burning, not literally, at the office of all of their fucking merch and Hawaiian shirts because it was, they were like, just the fact that he was support. It wasn't, no, sorry, it wasn't Biden at the time. It was Obama. I apologize. At the time,
Yeah.
it was Obama with
Oh,
Biden.
okay.
But it was just the fact that it was Democrat. It wasn't even the fact that it was Obama, and they were big birthers, like all that shit. Like, dude, it was nuts.
Oh, yeah.
So if you
I
just
hear
support
you.
your audience, why do that?
I hear you. I don't know. I'm mixed about that because I think sometimes with like I don't know, like I go into a lot of these musicians and you're like, I'm not concerned with your political views because if I was concerned with musicians' political views, I'd listen to 4 bands. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, exactly.
I'll say this
That's
though.
a
I
great
do.
point. That's a fucking great point, by the way. I
Yeah.
like,
Well, I think it goes down to people just have to stop like Like I say this all the time when people shit on Jared Leto and they're like, Jared Leto's so fucking weird and annoying. And you go, yes, that's what you want. He's a weird actor. You want Jared Leto to be a fucking hand job. Because
Dude.
then he acts his fucking ass off. So it's like
Yeah.
when people will go like, did you hear what I don't know, like, did you hear what Cardi B said about politics? And you're like, what the
Yeah.
who the fuck like we have to stop talking about it.
You almost did a Conor McGregor there. Who the fuck is that?
no. Oh, I know Cardi B. I
Yeah.
love her to death. I would
Well,
fucking
who cares?
I would
right?
marry that queen. But no, my thing is like we have to stop like let artists and actors and all these people let them talk about politics. Just stop taking any of it seriously. Like don't like stop writing articles about it. Who the fuck cares what Cardi B? It's like why is she meet like Joe Biden? Why did you meet with her? What the fuck is going on? Who the fuck cares what Cardi B said about healthcare?
Dude,
like let's stop.
Okay, so I see in the comments that this was from back in May. Do you remember when did the Bud Light thing come out? Because this feels like I'm telling you, this feels like a country clapback diss track to the Bud Light thing. Like them saying like, oh yeah, well, if you try that fucking Bud Light shit in my neighborhood in a small, wait a minute, hold on, give me a pen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, I mean it's well here, let's read the comment. What did he say? This song has been out since May and was going triple plastic until the video dropped, where he's performing in front of the site of a lynching in 2 unrelated race. Oh, that's what it was. The location, because I was trying to remember why people were getting mad about it. So he was performing.
Is that a dog whistle?
No. Okay, so here's the thing about dog whistles. You have to be a dog to hear them. So when people go, that's actually a dog whistle to right-wing extremists. It's like, well, if you're acknowledging that you can hear it, then you might be a fucking extremist who can hear dog whistles.
I'm wondering. I'm thinking of it more like I see. Like I didn't know, like you said, I didn't know that there was like a location that they did this that had significance.
Yeah, I forgot. Thank you for that comment. I forgot about that part.
So this is more like seeing someone blowing into a dog whistle and going like, is that a dog whistle? And then you just see a bunch of dogs running up and you go, fuck. That's what I think this is.
Okay, so but here's the thing. For this to be like a dog whistle, then it has to be Jason Aldean when they were choosing the location, they go, we're going to film it where that lynching happened. And it's like, I don't realistically think mainstream country music singer Jason Aldean made
that seems even worse.
I don't think perfect example. You know Nick DiPaolo, right?
Yeah.
When he put out his last comedy special, I remember this happened like this happened like a couple weeks or like a month before I opened for him at the Steel Stacks forever ago. But he put out his comedy special, and Nick DiPaolo, fucking legend. His album cover was just like cranky old Republican man.
Yeah.
So it's like the title of it was something like "fuck your safe space," and it's Nick
fucking fake news.
Yeah, it's like "shut up, you snowflake liberals." Like,
like very on the nose. Yeah.
By the way, love Nick DiPaolo to death. One of my favorite things when I was opening for him, he did some joke, and he's just like, "Yeah, the lesbian liberals in the back probably hated that." And you're like, there is no possible way that lesbian liberals are at your show, Nick DiPaolo. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, there's nobody in the back, buddy.
So the Nick DiPaolo thing, on his album cover is him like yelling at a bunch of protesters, and it's like, "Shut up, you fucking stupid gay snowflake pussy boy," or whatever the fuck. And one person on the album cover happened to be what was it? He was associated with like Black Lives Matter, and he happened to get murdered. I don't know if it was racial or whatever. I remember reading the story. He was like riding his bike in the middle of the night and but either way, he got murdered.
Way to victim blame, Andy.
What?
I said, way to victim blame, Andy.
Well, no, they immediately. Well, no, I'm not victim blaming. But people, when it's like a guy who went to Black Lives Matter protest dies, everyone's like, must have been a hate crime. It's like, I read the story. I think he was on a midnight bike ride. But either way, that's irrelevant.
Yeah.
So after that happened, people were like, "Nick DiPaolo, you fucking racist. You're happy that guy died." And Nick DiPaolo was like, I wouldn't have put him on the cover if I fucking knew he got murdered. So he
Yeah.
literally edited the cover and re-uploaded it without the kid on it. And it's
Right.
like, so I think it's a similar thing. People are always trying to be like, did you know a lynching happened here? And it's like, let's be real. If you know anything about the history of this country, you probably stumble upon fucking like a
Yeah.
couple lynching locations every day.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's probably and
But
like
no, so
maybe not all recognized, but like maybe there are. Yeah, most likely there was an
yeah.
atrocity a couple blocks away from your house right now.
Yeah. Oh, but the other point I wanted to bring up is that also too a lot of these like left-wing people, people who just get mad about stuff in
Yeah.
general. I won't make it a specific side, but people who get mad about stuff in general. My favorite thing is when they like snitch on themselves and they'll be like, because if you watch the video, he's just showing like riot footage. He's not showing people being peaceful and stuff like that and going like, look at these liberal pussies, you know, what
Yeah.
he's just showing people fucking shit up, and then people start commenting on that being like, wow, what a fucking racist. And you're
Yeah.
like, I watched the video. He showed every race breaking stuff.
Yeah.
I think this is a you thing, guys.
Yeah, I think there's almost like that. Also, like there's a thing, the lyric about you can't just punch people in my town or something like that. You can't just punch a stranger for no reason in my town. Wasn't there? I wonder if that's in reference. This is another unfortunate thing. It is like the perception is reality a lot of times. So people's perception of what he's singing about is in their head. Like they are interpreting their own.
Wow.
So.
That's a really good point. He's when he says that
he means that like, don't punch my grandma. She's just trying to get groceries. And if you try to jump her, I'm going to beat you up. True. But Nazis or people that were perceived to be Nazis that were getting punched by other people, you know, a couple of years ago when that was a thing. Remember punch Nazis? Remember that movement? Punch a Nazi and stuff like that?
Yeah,
where,
but also everyone
like, can be whatever you want.
Well, that was my favorite.
Glasses on.
Yeah, that was my favorite part. Everyone was like, punch a Nazi. And you're like, oh, you don't think it's okay to punch a Nazi? And you're like, right. What's your definition? Because the fucking ultra progressive weirdos already destroyed the definition of racist. Like that could just mean a guy who says blacks in a weird tone. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. You know what I mean?
You guys are annihilating the fucking word of Nazi because literally everything's a fucking Nazi now. So let's clarify what Nazi means before we punch them.
Well, and that becomes that's the thing. So now with this song, you're unfortunately empowering actual Nazis, maybe, or actual racists or people that were saying some wild fucking shit to people that got punched. And also the people that were innocently attacked in New York or on the subway or something. Do you know what I mean? Like he's like saying, like, I think what he's saying is, hey, don't just attack innocent people and try to bring your crime bullshit into my town. I'll beat the shit out of you. Yeah. Whereas they're hearing, you know, Nazis are safe here. You know what I mean? Like, so like, it's one of those things where
that's such a good point.
And then we're arguing. Then now, if you hear it the whatever way you hear it, and you're saying like, fuck you, dude, this song's stupid. You're like, what? You think you should punch innocent people? And now I'm defending punching. You know what I mean? So it's dude, it's a big fucking like food ninja of bullshit. You know what I mean?
Can I show you this? This made me laugh. So I saw this. This is when you get too deep into your own shit. Cause apparently Jason Aldean was the guy performing when the Vegas
Jason Aldean?
Yeah, he did. Yeah. No, Jason Aldean did the Vegas shooting. Jason Aldean is actually Stephen Paddock's surname.
Shit.
But this guy, I saw
the lid off of it.
Wait, I didn't actually watch this yet, but I'm pretty sure this dude is calling Jason Aldean a pussy for not shooting back at the Vegas shooter.
Peace. Jason Aldean ran. That's him right there. Jason Aldean running. When the worst mass shooting in the history of this country was playing out at Jason Aldean's concert before his very eyes, Jason Aldean ducked and ran for safety as his adoring fans will be.
Who was in the middle with a spotlight on him while gunfire rang out.
He's
What
He's
a pussy.
the most vulnerable when he's like, wait a minute, Jason Aldean. When the Vegas shooter started firing hundreds of rounds on an unsuspecting crowd, you didn't run off the stage and quick grab your on-stage AR-15 to shoot back?
Yeah. You didn't take your sidearm and take aim at that the Vegas building that you knew for sure the gunfire was coming from? Dude, police officers were going, where the fuck is that coming from? How the fuck is Jason Aldean with an inner ear monitor and on-stage monitors supposed to track where the gunfire is coming from, you fucking tactical dipshit?
You didn't immediately pinpoint the location of the gunfire and go off stage, grab your sniper rifle, and take him out?
Dude, if it was a small town, he could have done it. But if it was Las Vegas.
To be fair, that's a really good point. That's a really good point.
He wasn't in a small town. He wasn't in his comfort zone.
Try the Vegas shooting in a small town. The buildings aren't going to be as big. You're going to look around and go, oh, shit, that's Larry. We know what he's like. And then
he's shooting from the CVS again. Get him. He's over at the CVS 2 blocks down that way. No, he's dead. He can't see out of his right eye, so he ain't going to shoot nobody.
Oh, damn. Is that Larry in the CVS? Shit.
God damn it.
Larry, what did we tell you about trying that in a small town?
Stop trying that in a small town, Larry. We told you.
Damn it, Larry. Dude, what an insane take.
Dude, that is a great perspective by you, my friend. To find, because like what the fuck else is he supposed to do?
I was scrolling through. That's why I was thankful for BNA's comment, because I was trying to scroll through and I was like, because like it got to the whole controversy got to a point where it was just a bunch of conservative people going, "Can you believe what everyone said?" And I was like, "What did everyone say?" So I didn't want to talk about it if it wasn't like an actual. That's why I was trying to be funny about it. I didn't want to talk about it like for fucking real.
In a small.
But sorry, I was reading the comment. Put a damn gate around the water tower. God damn it. God damn it! Who unlocked the door at the CVS? God damn it, Tony! That was your job to lock the door to the roof of the CVS. Larry loves shooting off that roof.
Who sold him ammo this time? Who was it?
God damn it!
It was either Steve, because this is a small town. You can't sell ammo in a small town.
Here's the thing about this small town. It ain't a lot of us. I know all y'all names. Who the fuck let Larry on the top of the CVS?
Damn it.
You do the best one because you do that like half holding back a cry. God damn it. God damn it.
God damn it. God damn it, Larry, get down from there. You're going to hurt yourself. You're going to fall. They're more concerned about him falling off the top of the CVS. This is a hazard. What if he's going to sue me?
No, but I was trying to scroll through and see what the complaints were, and I saw that amazing take.
Small town, dude.
Jason Aldean didn't protect thousands of people at his show with his onstage sniper rifle.
What a pussy! I know all of y'all's names. I know all y'all's names.
I know all y'all's names because we're in a goddamn small town.
God damn it!
God damn it. Such a small town's domestic violence because they're all related.
Dude, I'm telling you, I am from.
God damn it! Don't fuck my sister. She's my sister too.
Don't fuck our sister. I don't think I come from a relatively small town in Florida, like Pinellas County, Florida, is like it's pretty small. St. Pete in general, you can drive through it in like 10 or 15 minutes. 10 minutes, maybe? Is that small? I don't know if 10 minutes driving through
from end to end.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, 10 minutes is pretty small.
So, like, I don't know, but it's also like, it was also heavily concentrated sexual predators and or assault.
Well, here, let me let me bring up this. Yeah. No, you're making me think of. Let me bring up this comment from earlier. Adam said, "I was born and raised in a small town of less than 2,000 people. They do not take care of each other. There's a reason I lived in exclusive large cities ever since. This is a cult fantasy." Now,
it really can be, yes.
But that's like, yeah, it's absolute. That's the thing. It's like, this is where people get tripped up because they get married to some idealistic thing. Yeah, I'm sure there's a million fucking small towns that are lovely and they're nice and they got a good community, yada, yada, yada. But every time you hear a story about drugs have ravaged this neighborhood, it's always a fucking small town. So it's like, you can get the same thing. I've seen also too, I was just thinking about this. There's this great documentary everyone should watch called Rubble Kings. It's about gangs in New York City before like drugs got real rampant. Because basically, bro, this is why it's better for your health to be paranoid of the government, because like in fucking New York in the 70s and then early 80s, before Reagan got in and was like, just say no, all that shit, and started doing those like aggressive drug laws and stuff like that, gangs were around just because neighborhoods were unsafe and people needed, like, you needed to stay together to protect yourselves.
Yeah,
so
they were like little mafias.
Yeah, they're also too like every block would just have the group that would get together and then they do stuff to make sure the kids were off the street. That because they're relating it to music, where a lot of these gangs, to find stuff to do to keep people out of trouble, is they would have their different meeting houses or whatever the fuck you want to call them, and like they'd start bands and stuff like that. And then it was like around when they started doing those aggressive drug laws. Because here's the thing about when you make something illegal to get less of it, all you're doing is, the more illegal and the harsher the sentences are, the more valuable, or the more value you're bringing to a black market. Because it's like, oh, because here's the truth about life. People are gonna want to fuck, they're gonna want to drink, and they're gonna want to do drugs. So it's like, if you want to get rid of drugs, you can't just be like, well, we should just tell them to not do it. That's not going to happen. So what you're doing by like making them illegal is you're just making the black market bigger. So sorry, what were you going to say?
Can I switch my drink out for more drugs?
Yeah. You can double up on drugs instead of drinking.
I didn't know if it was like like you can have, sometimes you can replace, like when you get a triple dipper at Chili's, you can get 2 Southwest egg rolls and one.
You have to trade your drink ticket for a drug ticket with someone else.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Keep it one drink. You said that. I'm like, I don't really want to drink. Can I switch mine for coffee? Can I get coffee with mine?
Wait. I could have double drugs.
Sometimes I don't like ham.
Chili.
Right? So like I don't get ham. I'll get two bacons.
It's the Chili's drink drugs fuck for $20.
That's my favorite. $20. 2 people can fuck for $20.
Choose 2, drink or fuck. Oh, but no. So yeah. So basically, like, gangs were, according to this documentary. Now, obviously, when everyone has a point, you kind of like fucking fluff it up. But if the documentary was real good, I get on board with what they were saying. It wasn't
necessarily the size of the town. It was more of like the fact that gangs and violence,
and it was more about. It's more about like the community 444. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude.
That shit, bro. That shit in college, we would fuck that up at fucking was that at Applebee's? No, Chili's was 4 for 4.
No, that's Wendy's, dude.
Oh yeah,
Wendy's is 4 for 4. That's a 4 for 4, por favor. That's what I would say, and nobody liked it when I said it.
You'd say that at Wendy's, and then the dude would be like, "Sir, we have a gun behind the counter."
It's like 12 o'clock, and I'm like kind of lit, and I'm just like, "Hey, 4 for 4, por favor," and they go, "What would you like?" Like, "What would you like your dip?" "Honey mustard, por favor."
Like, and he's turned around to his manager. He's like,
I can hear him going.
If he says por favor one more time, I'm jumping this counter, dude. I don't care. Fucking fire me. I'm jumping this counter.
What can I get you to drink? Root beer, por favor.
You're like, he just chokes you out. That one doesn't make sense.
How do you get so close to the speaker? Por favor, por favor. He's holding the speaker. I would love chicken crisper, por favor. Dude, I go with the $6 biggie bag now.
Every single one. He's like, "What kind of sauce would you have with your nuggets?" Can I get a? I can't even do it. Dude. It's so stupid.
What's your favorite type of dipper?
Can I get a barbecue sauce? And the guys in the back like, don't fucking say it.
Everybody looks at the speaker.
Can I get a barbecue sauce? Por favor. They're fucking flipping fry baskets. Red Bar 444 saga with Nick DiPaolo.
What happened? Did he do more bad? Did he do bad stuff?
Oh no! Do you know what? Do you know what Red Bar Radio is?
No, what is that?
It's this dude who he's from a business standpoint, he's kind of, his show is a lot. I'll say that. His show's a lot, but from a business standpoint, he's a genius because he tricked a bunch of people into paying him a bunch of money every month to watch podcasts all day, every day. So what he does is he goes on his podcast, he drinks a bunch of whiskey, and he just watches podcasts and shits on them all day.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
He shit on me one time. I was honored because like growing up as a comedy fan, I would be aware of this guy because he would basically goat people into, he would just be a troll and piss people off, and then he would get comedians to like spaz and try to come at him, and then that would just turn into content.
Oh yeah.
He would try to goat comedians into fighting with him, and then that would turn into like weeks of content.
So you have to, so anybody can just send in something, or did you send something in to him? Because like
no, he hasn't
done anything of mine.
No. He was just watching Real Ass Podcast one time. Oh. And then I was on the episode, and it wasn't a long bit. It was my one buddy who watches the show showed me it. Literally, he's in the middle of like shitting on Zach and Lewis, and then he pauses and then zooms in on me and my dumb face, and he's just like, "Hey, buddy, you watch yourself." So, yeah, it was cracking me up because it's like I don't it's one of those things where it's like I don't like watch the show, and I don't necessarily like would watch it and be like, oh, this is great. But there's the comedy nerd in me was like, I remember when someone told me like, wait, Red Bar was making fun of me. I don't know. It felt like I was initiated more into the comedy universe.
Yeah.
It made me laugh. I felt honored. I felt honored to be shit on by him.
You were brought into the fold.
Yeah. But now I'm actually worried about saying it made me happy, because then it's like I might not get shit on ever again.
Oh,
it feels like it's one of those things that feels like a rite of passage.
Yeah. It's kind of like
have like Red Bar call you gay.
If you met Don Rickles and he was like, "Hey, what kind of hat is that, fag?" And you're like,
"Hey, what's up, slur?"
Yay!
Yay!
He called me a slur.
Yay!
Or Jeff Ross roasting you, shit like that.
Yeah, that would be funny. Jeff Ross is like, "You might be a redneck if." You're like, "If what? If what?
If what? Tell me,
Jeffy." Oh, the thing I was gonna say, what we would always fuck up in where are my bookmarks on Twitter?
I don't know.
Sorry. This was the other same Twitter account was shitting on Jason Aldean. This one made me laugh too. Because he goes, apparently Jason Aldean and country singers that are backing him are now calling themselves outlaws. Oh, yeah, because I guess Jason Aldean was like, if being a patriot makes me an outlaw, then I'm proud to be an outlaw, which on its face, I was like, I don't know if anyone said that about you.
Yeah. It's like when you give yourself a nickname. He's like,
and this
if I'm a fucking cool-ass Cobra Viper, I mean, then that's what we're going to call us. We're Cobra Vipers.
Hey, if being a patriot means I got a big old penis, then call me a man with a big old penis.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he's just like, you can't wait. Nobody said that.
I don't know if anyone said that, Jason. Okay, listen up. If being a patriot means I can do 100 push-ups without sweating, you're like, what are you talking about?
It was on Threads. Oh, you don't have Threads yet?
Oh, sorry. Threads is just for patriots.
Try to get away with that Thread shit in a small town.
try to post stuff like that on Threads in a small town.
Is that Johnny Cash?
But he goes, apparently Jason Aldean and country singers that are backing him are now calling themselves outlaws. Oh. These guys would beg to differ. And it's like, tell me you don't know country music without telling me you don't know country music. Yeah, do you think Johnny Cash shot a man in Reno? Are you telling me you think Johnny Cash shot a man in Reno? And also Willie Nelson was like the biggest hippie, right?
Yeah. I don't think he ever. I like his outlaw thing was like the fact that he's just like, well, can I just smoke weed on this plane? He's like, they're like, no, and he's like, well, I'm gonna buy a plane.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Hey, can I smoke weed on this public bus?
Like,
and they're like, no, Willie Nelson. He's like, all right, I'll buy my own bus.
Yeah. How much for one bus, please?
Can I get one bus for smoking
weed? One ticket? No, can I get one bus?
Oh, hey.
Extra weed in the back?
excuse me, can I get a one weed bus, please?
Dude, most of those by the way, most of those guys lived in a small town and were hated by their neighbors because of their crazy lifestyles. Like most of like Johnny Cash wouldn't he like scream at his wife and take a fuck ton of Black Betties and ram his car into a tree and shit like that? I mean,
yeah, that was like
according to the movie.
Joaquin, according to the Joaquin interpretation of Johnny Cash.
Like, they were crazy drug addicts in a small town. They were screaming at their wives in a small town. They were acting erratically in a small town. And like, I think James Brown smoked crack and went on a high-speed chase in like somewhere in rural Georgia, you know? So like it happens a lot of times.
Yeah, I like
in a small town, and it's usually entertaining.
Well, that's why too, like that's why almost getting mad about this song for like the two reasons. Like lyrically, it's like, guys, this is just conservative fucking,
like you said, porn. Like
this is like this is conservative patriot porn.
It's like
and two, it's like, yeah, throw a rock in the South. You can find somewhere where someone got lynched. Unfortunately, it's the sad reality of our country. Every fucking country has a fucking fucked up history and shit like that. And it's like, I don't think Jason Aldean sat there and they were like, all right, Jason, here we got these locations. Here's one where there was a lynching, and here's one where there wasn't a lynching. And Jason's like, I really want to do it because of I want to do it because of the lynching. And you're like, guys, come on. Like this kind of correlates to like what a big problem with our country and like just general discourse is. It reminds me of like every time I get into a big fight with my wife, because most of the times when I get into a big fight with my wife, a lot of times it stems from something like really fucking dumb. Like one of us said something kind of shitty to the other person, or one of us was having a bad day and just took something the wrong way. And I started to realize, I was like, a lot of our problems stem from just like miscommunication. You know, because like when we calm down and we kind of talk out a problem, there will be many a time where we'll just kind of be like, oh, I thought you meant this when you said that. And I thought you meant this when you said that. And it's like, we don't, you know, it's like a lot of it stems from miscommunication. So this goes back to your point earlier where it's like, if you're a person who hears this song and go like both ends of the extreme, if you're a person who hears this song and goes, yep, Jason Aldean, 100% on point with all this stuff. Yeah. Or if you're on the opposite end of the spectrum and you hear this song and you go, wow, Jason Aldean is a card carrying member of the Nazi party. You know what I mean? You're just like, you don't like, dude, you don't have a grasp on how people are. You know what I mean? And it's like, that's where a lot of these problems come. It's just from a general misunderstanding of people. Back to this, you know what I mean? It's like back to this dumb fucking tweet where I made the joke where it's just like, yeah, Johnny Cash didn't shoot a man in Reno. You know what I mean? Like Willie Nelson was a fucking hit. And I apologize, I'm not familiar with the other two gentlemen. I'm sure they're fucking.
So it's Chris Christopherson, it's Willie Nelson, it's Johnny Cash, and I don't know the guy at the far left, surprisingly enough.
You don't know the guy on the left?
Yeah, this guy. I don't know who that guy at the end.
I'm sure they all rip.
And Chris Christopherson. Yeah, they all do.
I'm sure they all fucking rip.
All heavy drug addicts as well, I believe. I'm pretty sure all of them were really into one drug or another or many.
And like you said, probably
multiple wives. Well, like that's what I'm saying. It's like, dude, the people. Okay, so the people that were like maybe even like Jason Aldean again probably thinks, oh, all those people would be on my side, and everybody else would be like, actually, they'd be against what you're saying. Either way, it's like you're not recognizing that even if you were trying to build the best small town, those are four of the worst people to put in your fucking small town, you idiot, because they're all crazy. If they are outlaws, you don't want outlaws in your small town. Like you fucking like, so it's just like, so this is what I'm saying is it doesn't even seem like a real, like you said, this is new country junk food fucking porn just for people to just ingest and just be like, yeah, boot in their, like I said, this is the boot in their ass song. There wasn't anything to accomplish with that song except for to empower idiots. So what you are right now doing, and he is successfully empowering idiots on both sides. legitimately, he's empowering people to argue against this song and rail against. I think there should be more violence in small towns. God damn it. And then and then there's people that are arguing, I think that this is not what he's saying, and I'm going to argue this way. And then other people going, what are you saying? You think that there should be people getting punched? And it's like, dude, just like, well, it's a fucking song. Listen to it or don't. But like, if it's empowering you to do something, he's really done. And Jason Aldean is probably one of the most influential artists of our time, unfortunately, because we are talking about it.
Well, I think
like country.
I think wait, what is this comment?
I don't know.
Jason did blackface before a few years back and had the weakest apology. The song video is further confirmation, but he can do what he wants. I wish he would just own it. His fans don't care. So wait, you're saying the song and video is further confirmation that well, what was the
if he did black, dude, this is like we were talking about anti-flag the other day. This is it, it's not. Maybe it's not what's like this one isn't necessarily. I don't know if you could add to the pile of evidence, but it's definitely not helping his case at all. At all. This is definitely damning in the case in the court of public opinion. You know what I mean? Like he's not saying this is where lynching happened, and I am glad it happened here. But if he's doing it on that location, he's going like, and again, essentially, try that fucking gang shit here, pussy. I'll shoot you. You know what I mean? I'm an outlaw. I'm going to have a gated community and lots of security and some Ring doorbells and a lot of automatic weapons. You know what I mean? Like they're just weird, scared people. And if he did blackface, dude, I'm going to stop speculating and just go, yeah, this doesn't look good for him. This is not a good look. Much like the anti-flag thing. I don't have any evidence one way or the other, but that's not good. Can you find the,
wait, what do you mean? Yeah, I'm trying to find the blackface.
Okay, yeah, because that's what I'm saying is if he did blackface, dude, this is, like I said, much like the anti-flag situation, it's not evidence, but it's also does not bode well for him in his case. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe.
Also,
I don't fully follow.
Is it because you're not paying attention fully, or is it because you're?
Well, no, the anti-flag, the anti-face thing is just insane. Yes, people like that joke I made. No, I'm trying to find. Well, no, are you trying to say because it looks like he wore blackface at a Halloween party?
Yeah. I'm saying him.
Oh, okay. He was doing the thing people do where they fucking throw on. They like, dress up like
I was Michael Jordan. What?
Yeah, like, they dress up.
Oh, no. That's not. Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess. Wait, how are you correlating it to the message of the video?
What I'm saying is, like, it seems like okay. So if we're saying the fact that he did it at a location where there was a lynching happening. Like if we're speculating one way or another, now it's kind of in my sense, like if they let him know that, he might be like, well, does it look better than the other location? Do you know what I'm saying? Like it seems like I would say that him having a history of doing blackface means that maybe I would be less likely to give him the benefit of the doubt in a lot of these situations. I don't think it's evidence. I don't think that, but I guess
what I'm trying to understand is like, so what's the scenario you think they told him, like they were like there was a lynching here, and I think they just probably didn't know.
No. I'm just saying that in situation, I just gave that as an example, like saying like if he's saying all of these things and people are perceiving it in a way where they're like, oh, maybe he means this in a racial connotation. And maybe there's things like the way that people are taking it with his history of having blackface and stuff like that. When presented with this argument, would be less likely to give him the benefit of the doubt, knowing that he has worn blackface in public before, like saying, or in general at all.
So I hear your.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that this is end all be all. What? I was finishing my sentence.
Oh.
The end.
I hear you. Okay,
Over.
I hear your logic, but that I'll be honest, that feels like a little bit of a stretch.
It's literally not stretching though. I'm just saying, instead of being like, oh, maybe you didn't know, maybe I'm being like, well, he did wear blackface before. Like I said, it's like much like the anti-flag
Well, but
case where like,
let's
well,
be
you're not guilty,
fair.
but why'd you
Here,
stop?
wait. Let's be fair, because a lot of times when people go fucking he did blackface, they thinking he's doing like Amos and Andy and da da da. He did a dumb thing at a party in 2015. You know what I mean? Like he was dressing up like a fucking gangster or whatever. You know, doing like a cringy thing at a party. I don't.
You said 2015.
What?
2015.
Yeah, but like if you grow up in that area, you don't realize that that's fucking
small town.
Oh, yeah, if you grow up in that small town, you don't realize how fucking dumb that is.
That's what I'm saying.
No, I don't know. I just think I think a lot of times people correlate like they try to correlate insensitivity to like legitimate racism. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to like die on the hill of Jason Aldean or whatever.
No.
I'm just saying like whenever you see certain things like this, a lot of it can really be chalked up to just being like, you know, here's the truth. Here's the truth. And I've experienced this personally growing up. Like when people don't grow up around a lot of black people, or just I won't even just say black people, just non-white people. When people don't grow up around a lot of non-white people, they sometimes don't grasp how insensitive what they're doing is. I've done that. Like when I was growing up, I would make jokes and stuff like that. And then when I got older and started comedy, and I had a lot more friends who weren't white, you kind of like look back and you go, oh, that shit's like less cool than I thought it was. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I'm just saying it's like to correlate, you know, I guarantee you he just was like, oh, I didn't fucking know there was a goddamn lynching here. And then, but also too on that fact, it's like if you correlate it to the content of the actual video, and once again, let's just throw it out there in the middle of this fucking rant. I'm like I've said before, this video is hilarious, conservative fucking patriot porn and shit like this. But I think in the context of like, I'm sure is Jason Aldean gonna have the nicest thing to say about non-white people? There's a chance, no. But at the same time, it's like with the content of the video, he's you know, I mean, he's not making decent arguments where you're just like, yo, stop fucking burning shit and robbing everything.
But it's the matter in which
all these fucking riots.
It's the matter in which he's doing it. It's one of those things of like,
what matter? How is he? What do you mean?
But I guess it's like saying like, I don't think anybody thought, like, nobody was necessarily, there was no song or pre-existing threats of doing this to small towns. This isn't like this wasn't a call to action. He brought up the subject. So it's like one of those things of like, it's like somebody putting up, it's like somebody having a bumper sticker on their car that says horn broken, look for gun or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things of like, try to break into this car, motherfucker, I'll kill you. It seems like like I said, it seems like a country diss track, like saying like, try that shit here, pussy. Like nobody was talking about doing it in your town, and you brought up the subject. And now that you're talking about it, what do you mean, Jason? And like I said, if people were,
can I say this? Can I say this real quick? That I think that's kind of underselling how crazy like all that shit was, and how just like how bad all that shit is. You know what I'm saying? It's like no. Dude, during the riots, they were like burning they were like burning buildings. Like, bro, Walmart, here, I'll put it this way. Whole Foods left San Francisco. It's so fucked up in some cities that Whole Foods does not exist in San Francisco. So I'm just saying, like, I think that kind of undersells how fucking crazy shit got for like 2 years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. 2 years, like 3 years ago, started 3. You know what I mean? Like, it's been kind of not
but
like,
you don't just
but also it
you don't
not
just
in small
undo
towns.
that.
It wasn't like Whole Foods left, small suburbs. It left, you know what I'm saying? Like there wasn't there. It hasn't gotten to that point where if it does, either way, what I'm saying is like I understand what that was a couple years ago, but even 5 years before that, he was still wearing blackface. I don't think that he is culturally of the times, and I don't think it's necessarily a concern of his, and I don't think there's a problem with that necessarily. But when you broadcast it, when you say like, "Hey, try that shit here," and blah blah blah, it seems shit kicky. It seems like weird, like aggressive for no reason. Like, but
Okay, that's where I would disagree. It feels weird to like defend the song because like
that's what I'm saying. Is like I don't even give a shit about it
well,
in
no.
general.
Oh, wait.
But
Let me say this because it's like I'm not necessarily because like I just want to keep acknowledging like the song is like conservative patriot porn and shit like that. But also at the same time, wait, what did you just say before? It was like
I don't know.
for
You interrupt me to make your point.
what?
I don't know. You stopped me to make your point.
Well, yeah, no, I got sidetracked.
I lost my point when you
Yeah,
when you were like,
I'm trying to remember. Trying to remember what
I'm
you
saying
said.
that it sounded shit kicky and violent. It was kind of like a aggressive way to do it,
Yeah, no, I'm trying to remember the
unprovoked.
unprovoked. I don't remember. Yeah, no. What the fuck was the thing I was gonna fucking say? I'm trying to remember what you said.
But ultimately, neither one of these things will be a thing that I'm going to sit here and die on a hill for either side about pro or con Jason Aldean.
Yeah.
I'm just saying in this scenario, if you're asking me, like if I'm going to come down on a side, which I don't even give a shit about necessarily, I haven't even heard the fucking song, but what hearing those lyrics, getting people's reactions to it, and just kind of hearing about how cowardly he is on stage when people are shooting at him, and and how and how and how much he believes in even just not even 10 full years ago, thinking like, what, I was just playing a Hispanic guy, what do you mean? Like I just don't think that if I was going to say what do you think his intentions were, I don't think he was openly sitting there going like, let's make a racist fucking video. I think he was just like, I don't think it's like how people say Donald Trump is racist. I don't think Donald Trump is racist. I think Donald Trump is just is like kind of like selfish in a sense. Like,
I remember the point.
He doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, I remember now the point I was gonna make is because I think you keep because I think like that's what I was gonna say, to kind of like chalk up this video to him being like, oh, he's probably just a little racist or whatever. I think now, like I said, I'm sure he probably isn't the most politically correct or whatever the fuck, but I think
like literally
I think you
and coward. Don't forget a coward. He's a pussy that runs away from bullets that are shot at him.
Yeah, when the biggest mass shooting in American history happens,
and
he runs away from bullets.
He's in the middle of a wide open spot with a spotlight on him. That pussy runs.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Oh no, I remember what I was gonna say. Is I think to just kind of go like to like look at a song like this and kind of go like, wait, what are you really trying to say? Oh, you're probably just being racist. I think that just undercuts all the things that like happened during COVID and like on the riots and all that stuff. And it sort of undersells the fact that it's like, you don't just it's like when you have this sense that it's okay to fucking just steal shit and just burn shit and fuck shit up and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's like if you just kind of like let it out there that that's okay, it doesn't just contain itself.
Okay.
It turns into a bigger problem.
It's more okay. So I get what you're saying. I totally understand. But what I think it is a timing issue. If this is truly inspired by what the events of like the riots of like 2020 and 2021, then why are you writing it or putting it out in May of 2023? Because my point being, the Tampa Bay Lightning, which I is a team that I love in NHL hockey, I
show respect. You salute my flag, I salute your flag.
Thank you.
Yeah, we respect each other's country.
They haven't won this is honestly the only flag I actually give any kind of shit about, and it's only because it's special to me. I don't think anybody else should give a shit about this flag, but they haven't won a championship since 2021, right? Won back-to-back 2020 and 2021, but 2021 they won the championship. If I were to release a song in celebration of their 2021 championship this year in May, like, why wouldn't you go like, why are you talking about that now? Why is it that this issue is so prevalent now? If that is truly the inspiration, what the fuck are you waiting so long for, Jason? You got a fucking studio in your house. You know you have a studio in your house, you coward.
You fucking mass shooting running away from
by the way, when was the Vegas shooting? Wasn't that like 2015 or 2016? Like, this was only a couple years before he was on.
Well, that's how he ran because he had to go put on blackface.
He was like, holy shit, I forgot my makeup. He wasn't even aware of the shooting.
Well, he's like a shooter at my concert. He's gonna be looking for white people. I better
I gotta put on my camouflage.
Okay, so I hear your argument. I would argue it's not too late. You know, it's still this stuff's still relevant, and
so look for my rap song celebrating the 2021 Stanley Cup champions, the Tampa Bay Lightning.
No, see that would be dragging your feet.
Oh,
that one would be dragging your feet.
Not dragging the lake though, huh?
No, goddamn no. We drag the lake, not you, Jason Aldean. We drag the goddamn lake. Yeah, no, I would say it's still relevant because it's kind of a thing where, you know, if this stuff happens, and this is also too giving Jason Aldean way more credit. He just did this song because he knew it would make his fans cum their fucking pants. But I'm more arguing.
It's too easy.
I'm not sitting here being like, I love Jason Aldean. I'm just more arguing the point. Because autism is real, guys, and I want to argue the point.
And I get exactly what you're saying, and I know, but it's like, it's just the factors that are in play. Let's just say, like, the timing, his history, and just the fact of we get it, dude. Like, and also it's not like it. Yeah, it's just to get everybody talking about it and to make his fans fucking cum their pants. I think you're absolutely right, and it worked. We did it.
Sure, yeah.
We're gonna post a fucking video about it, and they're gonna be like, "Why are these two dipshits talking about it?" And we're like, "Because we have opinions too."
Yeah, I just agree. So I agree with you with Jason Aldean's intent. I just when people kind of are like crying over the fact that it's racist, my autism flares up, and that's when I hit the. That's when I hit the whole. Well, actually.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying is I think it's the perfect. It's in that sense it is kind of the perfect crime by him because it is not directly racist. It is not It's not just 100%. You can't prove it. There's nothing there. But also, it's one of those things where like you're gonna get clicks from everybody because people are gonna want to shit on it. People are gonna want to listen to it. People are gonna want to stream it. People are gonna support it. And so like this is kind of the like I was saying. Unfortunately, Jason Aldean is one of the most prolific artists of our time currently. Unfortunately, and it's with this fucking song.
Wait, what does prolific mean specifically?
It's basically means that he's able to effortlessly come up with genius art on a regular basis.
Oh, yeah. That's Jason Aldean.
Yeah.
My favorite artist.
And he and every art is
my favorite artist and 2015 costume champ of the world.
The costume. By the way, what if he won a costume contest for that? Like, what if at the end of the night at that party that he was at, he won a costume contest? The whole group all voted for him, said you had the best contest. Like,
by the way, when you were talking about him at one point, I don't know if you realized you said this when you were like, oh yeah, Jason Aldean dressing up like a Hispanic guy. And I was like, wait, he's being Hispanic? That makes it way better. I was like, that actually makes it so less of a problem.
Oh, okay. We can just end the conversation now. Oh, I got it.
Shit.
I thought it was like brown face. Oh,
nah,
okay.
Dude. Shout out to my Hispanic homies. All fucking
We die for you.
Yeah, I'll start a dust up for you guys too. Don't worry.
All you Latinx kings and queens, and theys and theirs.
Hell yeah.
Z's and Z's.
All right, I didn't expect that. I didn't expect that to be a fucking hour.
Yeah. How about that shirt that you spilled coffee on, huh, buddy?
Hopefully Steph fixed it. Oh yeah, we should talk about that. Wait, can I show you this clip really quick?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I was trying to say, yeah, why don't we talk about the band, not the shirt? I don't actually care about the shirt.
I want to show you this clip, dude.
Okay.
Look at this shit.
Whoa.
This shit makes me
so
yeah. This shit makes me so fucking happy. But here's the so I retweeted this yesterday, and this is the thing I don't fucking. Oh, this is really funny, by the way. Jason does racist imagery like Jay-Z does Illuminati imagery.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. It's like his thing.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like his dance or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to come off like I'm fucking like defending racism, but I always feel like there needs the way we were joking about it earlier, where it's like everything's racist now. Mm-hmm. So it's like we need a tier list to it. And Jason Aldean to me is on the tier where he says things that are uncomfortable, and he's always like, "Wait, what? What did I say?
Yeah,
what did I say?"
Yeah. He's like oblivious. He's oblivious.
He's like oblivious. He's oblivious to some. That's the vibe I get from him. Because we need tier lists. Because
right, he's the guy, just a stupid coward.
The car. Yo, by the way, and this is gonna be a weird sentence, but fucking stick with me. You know what the funniest part about the Vegas shooting was?
Go on.
Hey Pat. You know what the funniest part about the Vegas shooting was? I need to be up close for this. No, there's a clip. What's the fucking dude's name? Dan Blazarian. You remember him?
Yeah. Dan Blazarian. He burned hot and quick, didn't he?
He was at the Jason Aldean show, and there's a video of him. Someone was like recording a vlog and didn't stop recording. And there's a video of Dan Blazarian. There's like cops there trying to assess the situation, and Dan Blazarian just goes up to a random cop and he goes, "Give me a gun. Give me a gun. I know how to shoot. I'll help out. Give me a gun." And the cop goes, "What?
Who the
Get
fuck
the
are
fuck
you?"
out of here." It's the funniest fucking clip. He's literally just like, dude, he literally goes, he's like, "Give me," like thinking the cop's gonna be like, "Oh, someone to help."
Yeah, dude. Honestly, one of my favorite parts about the Vegas shooting was the fact that my favorite band got canceled because of it.
Oh yeah,
dude, that was one of the funniest things. It was like when I heard Shane got SNL and then got canceled immediately because of his racist comments. And I'm like, yeah, I thought, yeah, Shane.
Oh, you guys don't know Shane.
When they said like NoFX said something offensive, I was like, yeah, that's like half their songs. That's like half their songs.
We talked about this like forever ago, I think, but that's when I knew
on the old show.
That's when I knew punk was down bad.
Mm-hmm.
Cause like I saw it, and people were like, "Well, NoFX is canceled." I go, "Wait, what? What's going on? What's wrong with punk rock?"
And what did they say? And then you hear it, and it's just a funny dude. The fact that NoFX got canceled, the same way comics get canceled is crazy.
It's the joke we all thought.
Yeah,
we don't. Yeah. You don't believe it because obviously it was a tragedy, but it was because everyone says country music fucking sucks, and the joke everyone thought of was like, well, at least it was at a country show, like, which is not.
Dude,
that's not a statement. It's just a joke because jokes are a fucking. You take this info and that info and you put it together and it's a fucking joke. They're not real.
Dude, I had family there and I thought it was a funny joke by NoFX. You know what I mean? Like there was people I know that were at that concert that the country music festival that was shot at, and I still think that I support their joke 100%. And not only that, but also the fact that I think it was just funnier that the fact that they did it in Vegas. That's the funny part. But whatever. It's just funny.
Don't get me wrong. Jokes that you don't find funny have a bit of a stank on them. Like it's an involuntary reaction. I get it. But at the end of the day, just remember, jokes aren't real. Fat Mike didn't kill anyone that we know of. Not one.
As far as we know.
Anyway, let's watch this video. Because I'm a bit of a crowd killer. I'm a crowd killer sympathizer.
The big red menace.
The
out
Big
there
Red
swinging
Machine,
on the
Big Red
strings.
Menace. So I saw this, and it just made me so fucking happy. But then there's also a part of it that I really want to dissect with you because it's like, what are we doing, guys?
Got it.
So yeah, that was some fun stuff. I love every second of that, but the one thing that always gets me, and you can see it here, you can see it right here. Now, there's one dude who I started to notice who was getting wailed on. This guy right here. He clearly was like all about it because he's like, hell yeah, dude, punch the shit out of me.
Yeah,
But
spank me, daddy.
There's always something to me though when like this shit's like the guy in the white.
Yeah,
Because the guy in the white has like pussy white guy energy to me.
yeah,
And it's like, what the hit him back.
yeah. So there's a it's something that you can adapt from fighting, and I actually was just thinking of this when I was watching yesterday Fabricio Verdum versus Alexei Olenek in the UFC probably a couple years ago, and there was a time where Alexei Olenek was just throwing fucking hands on Verdum, and he wasn't moving. He's just shelling up like this.
Yeah.
You gotta fucking move, dude. You have to.
Yeah.
You can take a couple, assess, and move, but you gotta either. So what I've actually adapted from fighting into now being someone who is on the rim of the pit. If somebody comes up and starts wailing on you, you can shell up and then push off because it's supposed to be a pit. Why are you just standing there?
Yeah, and most people, this is what in this new life as a crowd killer, Big Red Menace, the bona fide instigator.
We still got to get you your inflatable vest.
So I can bounce off of people. You notice it's like a lot of people do that because they're locked in because they love the chaos. But I was at this show, and we'll segue into the show I went to last night. But I was like at the show last night, and people were going fucking crazy in the pit and stuff like that. And it was like, yeah, you're all like, we all know what's going on. 9 times out of 10, it's not like an actual, I am going to assault you. It's, I want violence to happen. It's not intense. So it's like, push them back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when last night I jumped into people on the edge of the pit and they pushed me back and I didn't go, hey, what the heck was that, guys?
Yeah. What's the shoving? Take it easy.
Yeah. I was like, no, I fell into you. Push me.
Right. Yeah. You're not just supposed to sit there and take it.
Yeah. It's a very weird, especially it's like one thing if you're getting jumped. Yeah, if fucking like 6 guys are kicking you.
Even then, don't just shell up and stay there. If you just stay in one spot and lay down on the ground, and you're not trying to do anything to stop it, you're not considered protecting yourself. There's a difference between the difference between being peaceful and violent is like knowing how to fight. Like otherwise, you're just a pussy. If you're just shelling up and you're just laying there on the ground, then you're just getting your ass beat. If you don't know how to get out of it, if you're not making the choice, that just means you're not trained. So if you're just laying there like an asshole, then what are you doing?
Yeah, that is the interesting thing when you're actively getting beat on. You at least try to defend yourself.
You have to move. Like it's not even there's no other it's not my opinion. It's not my fuck. It's like literally you gotta get the fuck away. And that's what jiu-jitsu is about, is maintaining that person so that way you can eliminate that threat and get the fuck out of there. If they got a knife in their arm, break their arm and run. Get the fuck out of there. So same idea with this movement. Movement is the key. So like if somebody comes up and they're punching you, turn a little bit, just get the angle, turn around, and then you shove them in the pit. And dude, there's no etiquette anymore. I feel like in pits, there's the standards where people like fall down and everything like that. But like there's this, and also this. How many stage diving videos have you seen where people are coming up to the edge of the stage and then people just move, or they just fall on top of people and nobody puts their hands up? You know what I mean? Like, what's fucking wrong with people nowadays?
Well, and this is why everyone should lift weights, because I realized this at the show last night. There was plenty of gentlemen stage diving. I
Yeah.
caught dude, I didn't realize how strong I am. I caught them all like little babies.
With
Like
ease.
every dude and they were all like normal sized guys.
Yeah.
Every dude, I was like, oh, I got you, sweetheart. I got you, buckaroo. I got you, dog.
Every show I went to, yeah, hey, come here, little feather. I'll take you and set you right down here.
Come here, little guy.
Oh,
they're gonna drop you. I'll keep you safe, buckaroo.
Your first show? Okay. I went to shows exclusively in Florida with, 95% like alcoholic day laborers or construction workers, like white trash, fucking garbage people, but strong.
Yeah.
And functionally strong, not just strong for strong sakes, in the sense that we could take a beating. You could do all that other shit. Lots of tile work people, people with bad knees and shit like that needed two people to help them up. So I don't know if it's just but no matter what, like if you're in the front of the crowd, it's like being in the exit row on a fucking plane. If you're in the front, like 5 or 6 rows before the pit, part of your responsibility is to keep an eye on what's going on the stage and catching whatever's thrown at you. Yeah. Like that's what it's whether it's a person, whether it's a bottle of water, some shit. That's the splash zone, dude. That's where Shamu's going to be getting you.
That's a good point to bring up. There is where you stand in the crowd creates different type of responsibilities.
Yeah, like no matter what. And if you're on the mouth of the pit, you are supposed to keep the pit moving. If you are on the lip of the pit, dude, part of what you're supposed to do is not just simply stand there and protect yourself like a fucking bitch. What you're supposed to do is protect yourself, but continue the pit. So if somebody's running into you, push them back, whatever direction they want or whatever direction you want. It doesn't matter. Don't trip them. You don't have to hit them. I don't understand that. That's what pisses me off too, is when somebody comes in swinging like that and people swing back at them like it's a fight. Like, no. You are to push. If you want to go punch and kick, you go out there. You don't punch and kick here. You push outwards. You keep the pit going. And if somebody goes, no, I need a break. If they give you the little tap on the shoulder, like, no, please don't push me. I just want to go this way. You know what I mean? Like,
most hardcore shows you go to, the pit's crazy, but if you literally stand like 5 feet away from it, no one's moving.
Right. Because if everybody's doing their job,
try that in a small pit. Oh, try the crowd kill in my small town.
Oh, you're gonna stage dive? Not in a small town.
You're gonna stage dive and not catch those poor widow guys in a small town?
I know that was meant to reference Jason Aldean, but there have been cases where where I've been at a show and there was the main pit right here, right? Like a huge pit, and like it was so packed over here that people started doing like their own little pit here, and people. I did it one time. I went, no, pit's that way. And I pointed him towards the pit. I'm like, no. You don't get your own little pit here. Don't try that shit in a small pit. So I have been Jason Aldean on the show.
Oh,
I've done that. Don't try that shit in a small pit.
Oh, goes back to your fucking just insane comments. Talk about you've been projecting, trying to shit on my boy Jason Aldean because you've been the Jason Aldean the whole time. Yeah, that's right. Pat George, secret Jason Aldean.
Don't try that shit in a small pit. This is Mustard Plug, buddy. Okay, if you want to do that in a small pit for Mustard Plug, you go over there. Okay.
You don't do that at a Mustard Plug show.
Damn, it was Mustard. It was Youth Brigade, Mustard Plug, and Bouncing Souls, dude. That was a fucking awesome show. I remember every element of that show. I remember every goddamn second of that show, and it was one of the greatest shows of my life.
Yeah, it was easy to remember being a small pit.
Yeah, not my small pit.
I know everyone in this pit.
Try that fucking freaky shit over there in that big pit, okay? Not me.
Try that in your big liberal city pit. Not in my small town God-fearing pit.
I was holding my belt and I said, you go over there, small pit.
So let me tell you about this show.
Why aren't you catching him?
Don't do that in the small pit. Let me tell you about this show I went to. It was actually at a small club. But no, I was I did not realize I was gonna go see a band last night. It was pretty fun actually.
Yeah, what happened?
I was just chilling. So usually Saturdays, me and Steph, we go to CrossFit together, and then we come back, shower, make a pot of coffee, and we end up just watching TV for like 2 hours or so. And then it hits a certain point where we're like, oh, we've been sitting on the couch for too long. So Steph cleans the apartment and I listen to fucking,
You move to a different chair.
yeah, I go play video games and listen to podcasts about Waco.
Small town constructive shit. We do small town shit here.
Actually, you know what happened in a small town? Waco massacre.
Ooh. Yeah, but when they create their own little town, that doesn't count as a small town. That's a commune. That was a commune.
Yeah, the government was like, that town's too small.
Yeah.
Way too small of a town.
They're like, wait a minute, you need your town to be a little bit bigger, pussy.
Okay. We said small town, but we didn't mean small town.
Yeah, not that small.
Yeah, I was so there's this band. Have you ever listened to Defeater?
No, actually haven't even heard of them until I saw you posting about them.
Yeah, they're like a hardcore band. They I'm trying to remember the last time they put out an album. They haven't been like super active as of recently.
So I didn't really check them out too much, but I did hear a little bit from your stories and stuff like that you were sharing last night. And I don't know if I'm right at all, but they kind of give me Gallows vibes a little bit. Is that maybe? Do you think you're not sound alike maybe, but feel alike?
Yeah,
I only heard like probably like 15 seconds of part of one of their songs.
Yeah, I would say the vibe's very similar.
Okay, yeah.
But they have like an interesting thing because they're kind of like they're a little bit of everything. They're fun because they're kind of punk, but you listen, they're like they're not 100% punk, they're not 100% hardcore. I kind of call them like melancholy hardcore, but with like a punk vibe to it. That like they kind of it's like this hardcore because if you listen to you ever hear of Speed?
The drug?
No. Yeah, well, you're from Florida. We know you.
Yeah, truckers. Right.
No, they're kind of like I would call them. I was listening to them a bunch before we started recording today, but I would call them like Tsunami's big brothers. They sound a lot like Tsunami, but with like a little bit. They got it together a little bit more.
Yeah.
But it's like a very similar vibe to Tsunami, and they're more of this like upbeat. Not upbeat 100%, but they're like we're violent, we'll beat you up, and fucking we're tough guy shit. Defeater has more of this vibe of like, all right, let me tell you about my lost love.
Yeah,
and but regardless of that, I was just hyped because they were kind of a band I got into after the fact, and I remember for the longest time I was like, I don't really think they like tour or are super active anymore. And I was like, damn, I'd kill to go see them live. And they're hitting the like 10-year anniversary of some albums and shit. So they were doing the 10-year anniversary of I think it was called Letters Home. And yeah, I remember I saw that and I was like, oh shit. Cause they're not like a big band. I like, they're not going to be leaving this tour like, hell yeah, we're rich now. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think it's kind of like this tour feels like a favor to the fans almost and shit like that. And, so yeah, I was like literally chilling on the couch and I saw him tweeting about it. I saw him tweeting and they're like, yo, see you tonight, Brooklyn. I go, Brooklyn? And I go, wait a minute, where's Brooklyn at? And I look it up and I was like, oh, there's where Brooklyn at. And I was like, that's near me. So I was like, I think I gotta go fucking see Defeater tonight. So I ended up going to the show and it was fun because it was in like forget the name of the fucking bar, but it was in this like small ass bar. It was like set up for music, but it was like a small ass bar in Brooklyn. And it was just a very like fun small town. No, it was just cool because it was like one of those like small intimate experiences. And I gotta be honest, it got me like juiced up for doing this podcast and stuff like that. Because I was just like, we've talked about this before where like there's this like vague mission we have with this podcast of it'd be sick if we could help contribute to, you know, just having this genre like be more profitable for people. You know what I mean? Like it sucks that like playing this type of music has to be a passion project for a lot of these dudes. Well, and I'm like in the crowd and they're the type of band that like you don't just pass like they're a band that you don't just like passively listen. You kind of get obsessed with Defeater. And there's just like everyone in the audience was going fucking crazy. And I was like, man, it sucks now. I'm sure they make they make some money off this band and stuff like that. But I'm guessing when this tour's over, they all go back to their regular jobs and shit like that.
Yeah.
And I was just like looking at it. I'm like, damn, this band means like, I don't know. I feel like this music like this just means too much to people for it to just like be some of these guys as like side thing. I don't know, like sucks ass.
Well, like a lot of like we were saying, what the part of what this is like we know that there are people out there that for the longest time, dude, like even though I don't know if it's just how stupid you are as a kid or just how like overall it's just perspective over time, but like you don't realize I was under the impression that like only like me and like some of my friends knew even who most of the bands I listened to were.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you go to school and like you talk to kids at school and you go like, oh yeah, I was listening to Guar. They're like, what the fuck is Guar? You know what I mean? Like they don't, and even though they've been around forever and and you don't think of it while you're at the show, like, oh wait, these are a ton of people in my like general area that love this band as much as I do. Holy shit. You don't think of it like that. You think I'm like, there's such like, maybe that's it. But you don't think about them going to each town and finding that. So like this now with the opportunity to reach out to people and the fact that we still don't see proper representation for the bands that we love and the bands that are awesome that have to still market for themselves and don't get major promotion or anything like that. If I am to gain any bit of a voice or any kind of influence at all through any of my ventures, whether it be production, martial arts, through comedy, through podcasting, anything like that, I want to give as much shine to the things that I love and the things that I don't think are getting shine. And that's like bands like fucking Defeater. That you said. I honestly, when you said Defeater and you're like, oh, I found this new band or I got to see this band or blah, blah, blah. I thought Andy discovered a brand new band and we're going to do a buy now segment. You're telling me these guys have been in it forever and they're just kind of like, yeah, let's do this bar tour for the diehards that love us.
Yeah.
And make enough to cover the trip, travel a little bit. And that's the thing. And that's all I ever wanted out of I went to school for music production or when I was in bands, when I started comedy. Any of these ventures are just to do something to make a living doing what I love and to be able to travel and do other things with the people I love. Well, and that's all that they want. And I want to support that. So yeah.
And that correlates to a thing I've been thinking about this week because I saw a lot of like music content creators talking about like there was that dude Nick Nocturnal was like metal is having this huge renaissance and it's fucking huge than ever because fucking and like it feels weird that I'm like shitting on it because like you guys listen to the podcast, I'm a huge metal hardcore punk fan, all that shit, but I'm like, yeah, like just because what's her face was watching Knock Loose and Demi Lovato had some interview where she realized that, you know, she couldn't fit into the fucking non-binary crowd. So she's trying to pander to metal people to be like, I actually listen to Lorna Shore and blah, blah, and I like Knock Loose. And it's like, so a lot of these like metal fans will sort of, they'll take crumbs from the established or like the mainstream people or whatever. And they'll take crumbs from them to be like, yay, you guys like us and stuff like that. And then I was watching that Finn McGinley guy, and he was kind of like hitting the contrary where he was like, you know, comparing numbers where it was like, you know, he's giving props to a lot of these bands. Like, yo, if you do a million streams, if you do 1 million streams on fucking Spotify every month, that's not nothing. But like, you got to understand that's not putting you into the fucking mainstream like a lot of people are fucking thinking. And then I was like, okay, he's making some interesting points here. And then I just started thinking, I'm like, well, what is the fucking mainstream? Right. And so I start going and I start looking up. I just go on Spotify and I go, give me like the top 50 fucking songs in the US and then give me the top 50 global songs. And I'll say this as a sidebar. I'll give mainstream music some credit. It's better than I thought. It's actually better. Like I was listening through a lot of it and I'm like, this is all not bad. Like it's all, but here's the thing I realized is the vast majority of it, to use some of the young kids slang, it's all mid. It's all just like fine, but
yeah,
it was better than I thought it was going to be. But at the end of the day, it's all just fine. And then I start like listening and I'm like, yeah, you kind of, if you want to be on the tip top of the fucking mainstream, you have to be this like middle of the road shit. And it's like, you know, bringing it back to a band like Defeater, you're like, guys, it's just the way human beings are. If you're going to make music like this, it's not like, so focusing on trying to get these bands into the mainstream is not the fucking solution. I think the fucking solution is like how do we create this alternative space? And I don't have all the fucking answers. I'm like Sway. I don't got all the answers. I don't have, that's why this is sort of like a journey where I'm trying to figure all this shit out and stuff. But it's like, I think a focus on a lot of that stuff is like, don't focus on being the mainstream. Focus on creating an alternative space where it's like, I don't know, where you can make like a decent living at it. You don't have to be a fucking bajillionaire, but you can make a decent living and not be a fucking sellout.
So you kind of mentioned this in the past, and I think it kind of, maybe this doesn't exactly play in, but it's almost like when a lot of when the big shift was happening in Hollywood, where they're like doing like the Me Too shit, and they're like, oh, we're gonna do all movies that are starring women and minorities and blah blah blah, and we're like, okay, whatever. And they started doing, but they were just doing remakes. They're doing female Ghostbusters. They're going females Ocean's 11. They're like, and you're like, and you brought it up the same point that I had.
What if Velma was an Indian lesbian?
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they're like, let's do like your own thing. Why don't you? And I think that like there were cases of that. People were able to break through. Like I think Jordan Peele is somebody that was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna get like huge marketing and money backing and all this stuff, and I kind of get to do whatever I want. I'm gonna do cool weird shit. Boom. You know what I mean? Like, and there were cases of that, but you're right. Like they're like you're doing this. You're putting it out there, and what are you doing with it? Like you have this like you said, like it's more like how Kardashians were wearing like Slayer shirts, and Post Malone's hanging out with Drain and shit like that. It's not maybe I believe that a Kardashian's listening to Slayer? No. Do I think that Post Malone really likes Drain? Maybe he was just on drugs and he was like, this is fucking cool, man.
I'll say with that, being at the Drain show, he probably likes Drain.
Maybe, or like I said, maybe he was just fucking wasted. Who knows?
It's the difference of he just stumbled in.
Yeah, like literally, he's a celebrity. He can go and do whatever. Most likely, he kind of wants at any time. Whether,
well, no, you got to think about it in this context. Like, Billie Eilish. What the fuck's her name? Billie Eilish.
Billie Eilish, yeah.
Yeah, when she was backstage at Knock Loose, everyone was like, "Oh, Billie Eilish is a Knock Loose fan." I'm like, she was probably walking by and stopped for a minute.
And was like, "Oh, I know the song."
But if you watch the video of that Drain show, it looked like it was in the back of a fucking taco shop or something. So that's more of like Post Malone probably went to that. You know what I'm saying?
So like maybe to Finn's point, maybe it's not helping them as much as it could, because it could also be those artists or something like that trying to get a little bit of the other audience. I'm not saying that there's going to be a lot of Knock Loose fans that find out Billie Eilish likes them that are going to go like, well, I like Billie Eilish now. You know what I mean? They're not. I'm not that stupid, but maybe it's to help their cred.
I guess the way to interpret it isn't like when you see Post Malone, and I don't even dislike Post Malone. I don't really listen to his music.
I don't dislike Billie Eilish.
I hate her. She killed my family.
Great tits.
But, oh yeah, top-notch honkers.
As far as her music, it's good. I don't think it's anything special. I think honestly, if you're talking about mid-popular artists, Billie Eilish is up there, dude.
Her music is boring as shit. I don't get it.
I don't.
It makes me feel old.
Why people lose their mind over fucking Billie Eilish? There's nothing special about it. But and I don't mean to just reduce her down to her boobies, but I do think she's an attractive, talented lady that makes very mid music. Sorry. Yeah. Speaking of I
don't think that reduces her down to her boobs. I just think two things are true at once, Pat. Give yourself more credit. Give yourself more credit for that.
Thanks, pal.
Post Malone's a big metal fan. He was at the last Slayer show. Okay, that makes sense. I believe that. But
speaking of when he put last in quotes, sorry, that reminded me of something I wanted to talk about, but we'll do it right after this.
Okay. No, yeah, I just before I lose the thought, I think it was like, and I got no problem with Post Malone. I don't really listen to his music, but I actually would like hang out with him. He seems like a chill dude.
Yeah.
He had this one clip, what the fuck was it? This clip that just made me realize like, oh, he's probably like a chill dude. He was like at a karaoke bar, and what the fuck was it? Someone was like singing White Iverson, and he's just like being funny where he's like, who is this? What song is this? I don't know. I'm remembering that wrong. That's not that interesting of a story. That story fucking sucked. Either way. The main point I'm trying to get at is it's like when Post Malone goes to the Drain show, the reaction shouldn't be, oh, finally, validation.
Yeah.
Like, no, that's cool. That's
just
cool
a cool thing. Just a cool
that's
thing.
Cool as shit. It's
Yeah.
not validation. You know what validation is? Like, Drain. Validation to me would be Drain leaving the tour up and being able to, oh shit, I can finally fucking buy that car I want or something like that.
Tour up, like leaving the tour up, and then also like being offered bigger venues already for another tour coming up.
Yeah, that and it's cool. Like, you know, and it's like, oh, when like say if Drain had a fucking t-shirt drop, validation would be that shit's selling out right away, or you know, things like that. When the, you know, once again, I feel bad shitting on him because I think he's a chill dude, but it's like when the pop star who makes okay music goes to your thing, don't like, that's not validation.
Yeah. So this is maybe in the lane of validation in a way, and it kind of goes off of what a question mark commented about the quote last Slayer show, because I'm pretty sure I don't know if they haven't continued without Jeff Hanneman. I believe they may have continued without the gentleman that died.
I'm not super up on Slayer. Who is that, like their guitarist or? Yeah,
the guitar player got a spider bite and it got super infected and he died. It's pretty fucking metal, right?
I was gonna say, think that was like
Oh no, I think it might have caused like heart shit, but like it was like something stemming from a spider bite.
Yeah. You always hope metalheads go out super metal.
Super metal, yeah. You gotta be drinking a lot or like in a fucking plane crash or some shit.
I had a friend from high school die in a mysterious way, and I remember like it was very sad.
You're like lucky.
No, but like he was a huge metalhead, and there was a tiny part of me that was like, at least he went out metal as fuck.
Yeah. Like
if
that's
he would die. Like it was mysterious. They never figured it out, and you're like, at least he went out metal as fuck.
So, I want to say, I think you've seen like Tiny Desk, right? The Tiny Desk stuff. It's a cool thing that I think BuzzFeed does, and
it revitalized like T-Pain's fucking career.
It's a cool. I love the
It's a very cool concept.
It's a very cool concept. Like, and the people that they've done have been pretty cool. My issue though is
it's
like
also, NPR, not BuzzFeed.
Okay, NPR. Sorry. Right. It was there was Juvenile recently did one, which was fucking awesome. I don't know if you saw that. Yeah, but you know who else did one? And this is my issue, because it has already been done, and it is with it's an issue that I have where Guar has returned to the Tiny Desk. Okay. New Guar. And I have an issue with that, because if you're already doing repeat guests or something like that, I'd much rather see Slayer in the Tiny Desk than and let's try to do other bands. Let's go a little bit deeper. Let's go into Cannibal Corpse. Can we get like, I want to go really thinking outside the box instead of repeating with bands that are in my opinion, subpar quality. Maybe you could have a new band come in that is even more unlikely to succeed, or what you would conceive to be unlikely. Now, I know the band has to agree. They can't just book them in and say you have to do it. But I would love to see
actually Tiny Desk. Tiny Desk does have a standing military. So they're actually able to, they force them all to do it. No one's ever voluntarily done.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, Tiny Desk is it's a lot of coups and stuff like that.
Damn,
Kind of
I had no idea.
them.
So in that case, yeah, let's get yeah, Slayer
It's
broke up.
the Azog battalion from Ukraine with the Nazis in it. They're funded by NPO. I don't know. I'm just making
You started saying it, I was like, oh, back to No More Heroes. Here we go. Is that what NPR stands? No, I think there's better choices out there and like cooler, weirder choices, or I don't know, man. There's just other options.
Let me say this. When you started talking, I was kind of like, wait, are you just saying they don't book the guest you like? But then when you extrapolate on it more, I thought you made a really good point where you're like, yeah, book people who are like a bigger risk. Because like perfect example, like my favorite rap group, they had Run the Jewels do the Tiny Desk, and it was cool. But at the end of the day, they just played their songs and rapped along to it.
Right. Yeah.
And you're like, give me something exciting. Give me, like I want to see a hardcore band or a metal band or something like that.
It's
Tiny Desk.
Like Guar, the first time they did it was cool. It was a cool, interesting thing that they did, and it was to me, there's just so many other. If you're gonna have Run the Jewels, instead of just having somebody just playing the music for it, you got to have some other. It's almost like how they used to do Unplugged on MTV, where they have that's what and everybody lost their shit when LL Cool J did it, and they're like, he's a rapper though, how are they gonna unplug him? And then they said, what if we just play instruments? And he goes, what? And then everybody lost their mind hearing a instrumental version instead of whatever may be a studio version of Mama Said Knock You Out. So in that same thing, like, why can't you do that with dude, I don't even know who like, and that's the thing. Who would I rather see? So my first thought would be Slayer. Obviously, there's more room because it's a tiny desk and there's one less member. So they should have the room to do it. You could do Slayer with a 3-piece. Ozzy Osbourne would be weird as fuck. You know what I mean? Somebody get some people in there before they die. Do you know what I mean? Like, get some weird, interesting acts that would, but again, they have to agree to it. But I really do think like a crazy Fall of Troy would be a cool as shit tiny desk. That would be cool as shit to see them do that.
Yeah, that's I don't see someone should rip that off because I don't see tiny. Has any band that like are in our sphere of shit we like really done a tiny desk?
Guar.
Beyond that though.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Hold on, let me see. I'll look up tiny desk.
I don't think so. We should probably just steal the idea.
List. Yeah, dude, we should do medium desk.
Dude, that would be sick. All right, let's wrap up in a second, but I saw this comment and I want to do you guys like maggot stomp bands? I don't know what that is.
Dude,
I looked
Speaking of not knowing what it is, what is horse feathers?
What?
They've had horse feathers on in May 8th of 2009.
Yeah, dude, they've had like mariachi bands and shit like that.
Jesus. Sorry, go ahead.
Is Maggot Stomp like a label?
Oh, they did a tiny desk. And March 1st, 2010, Maggot Stomp was right here.
Maggot Stomp Tiny Desk.
Yeah,
I've listened to 200 Stab Wounds. I don't know them super well, but I've enjoyed them. And whatever the fuck this band is, have you seen this band? Their name intrigues the shit out of me. Sangusagabog.
Sangusagabog.
Yeah, I've seen. Oh, they're a label. Okay. Yeah, no, I've
Did we just summon something?
Yeah, I think so. I think that band tricks you into fucking reading the Necromancer. Or no, what was Necronomicon?
Dude, I'm telling you, Tiny Desk sucks. Yeah, we should probably just, dude, most of the bands stink. Like,
well, you've heard Sagabog is great. You'll like them. The first album is the best. I've heard good things about these guys, so I might go check them out. But I think we got to the end of it, and I am, as the experts say, chock full of piss. So I gotta go check on my t-shirt to make sure it's not dirty.
Yeah. We need an update next episode.
What?
We need an update next episode. This is a new segment now.
I'll let you guys know. All right. Thank you everyone for watching. Yeah, we put out we're doing just a reminder. We're doing New Music Fridays and shit like that whenever we are available to do them, and we put up a bunch of clips from that this weekend. So check that out. We were talking about anti-flag, yellow card, hot takes all around. Talking about Johnny Booth.
Come join the streams. We're gonna do this more regularly. Friday evening streams around 8 o'clock, probably Friday evening, and Sunday morning streams because start your day with the boys, huh? Come out here, drag some lake, talk some news.
Thank you, double question mark. This was very fun.
And I don't think Mustard Plug sucks, and I'm gonna get the last word. So, but there you go.
Oh, their last word. Bye.
Bye.